Hello, welcome to my video, and today we are going to learn the laws of exponent. Ngayon, matutunan natin kung ano nga ba ang laws of exponent. Bago natin simulan ang lesson 4 na tungkol sa rational exponent. So, let's have a recall. Siyempre, bago natin matutunan ang laws of exponent, magbigay muna tayo ng kaunting review about exponent. So, sa ating given, ito ang sample natin ng exponent. So, 2 to the 5th power. Binabasa natin yung maliit na number sa itaas ng number as number, tapos power, 5th power. Kung siya naman ay 2, second power or square. So, ang ating exponent ay, ayun, 5. 5 ang exponent, tinatawag nating 5 ang exponent, at ang 2 naman ay ang ating base. So, ang exponent ay nagsasabi kung ilang beses mo imumultiply ang base sa kanyang sarili. So, katulad nito, 2 to the 5th power. So, since ang ating exponent ay 5, ilang beses mo imumultiply ang 2 sa kanyang sarili. So, meron tayong 5 beses. So, 2 to the 5th power is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 32. So, punta naman tayo sa integral exponent. So, sinasabi natin ng integral exponent, magbigay tayo ng example. So, a to the n power where a is always the base dito sa ating sample at ang n naman ay ang exponent. So, integral exponent kasi, ang ating n or exponent ay integer. So, ano-ano ba ang integer? Ang integer ay ang positive at negative integers. Ito yung mga numbers na positive at saka negative. So, magbigay tayo ng example kung paano nga ba nagsosolve na exponent. Expression involving exponent. So, let us simplify the following example. So, first, we have 2 to the 3rd power, or kung ito ay 3, pwede natin siyang basahin as cube. 2 cube. So, ilang beses natin imumultiply ang 2 sa kanyang sarili or ang base sa kanyang sarili. So, 3 beses. Meron tayong 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. Then another example, we have y to the 5th power. So, the answer is y times y times y times y times y. And the answer is y to the 5th power. And then we have negative 4 squared, or negative 4 to the 2nd power. So, it is equal to, kung mapapansin natin, ang negative sign ay nasa labas kasi wala naman siyang parenthesis sa ating given. So, 4 times 4 is equal to negative 16. So, dito malimit nagkakamali ang mga nagsasagot kasi kapag wala siyang parenthesis at may square sa number, kailangan ilabas mo yung negative sign before the number, then gamitin mo yung exponent. So, the answer is negative 16. Ito naman yung isang given na kaparehas na negative 4. The quantity of negative 4 quantity squared is equal to the quantity of negative 4 times negative 4 is equal to positive 16. So, iba siya doon sa nauna nating given kasi nasa loob ng parenthesis yung negative sign. So, when we multiply signed number na parehas negative, ang sagot niya ay positive number. So, the answer is 16. So, let us identify what are the laws of exponent. So, ito po ang ating laws of exponent. So, a raised to the 0 power is equal to 1. A raised to the 1st power is equal to a. A raised to the negative n is equal to 1 over a raised to the n power. And a raised to m times a raised to n is equal to a raised to m plus n. And the quantity of a raised to m, quantity raised to n is equal to a raised to m times n. Then we have a raised to m over a raised to n power is equal to a raised to m minus n power. So another, we have ab raised to the m. So we have a raised to m, b raised to m, and the quantity of a over b, quantity raised to m power is equal to a raised to m power over b raised to m power. So these are all the laws of exponent. At iisa-isahin natin yan kung paano ba yan sinosolve. So let's proceed. So, simulan natin ang laws of exponent sa number 1 laws of exponent na a raised to 0 is equal to 1. So, dito sinasabi na kahit anong number na may exponent na 0, ang sagot ay 1. Or kahit anong variable na ang naka-exponent or naka-raised ay 0, laging ang sagot natin ay 1. Katulad ng 7 raised to 0, the answer is 1. At b raised to 0 power is equal to 1. So, ito pa ang isa. Meron tayong a raised to 1 is equal to a. So, dito naman sa laws of exponent na ito, kahit anong number or variable na naka-raise sa 1, laging ang sagot ay yung base. So, example tayo, 2 raised to 1 power is equal to 2. Then, okay, another laws of exponent, meron tayong a raised to the negative n power is equal to 1 over a raised to n power. So, dito sa laws of exponent na ito, ay may negative integers na tayong nakikita. At ang negative integers na yon ay ang ating exponent. At para maging positive exponent ito, kinukuha natin ang kanyang reciprocal or ang reciprocal ng ating base at ginagawa natin siyang positive exponent. So, ito ang ating example. So, we have 5 raised to negative 2 is equal to 1 over 5 squared is equal to 1 over 25. Then, we have m raised to negative 4 is equal to 1 over m to the 4th power. So, nilalagay lang natin sa denominator yung base kasama ang kanyang exponent kung siya ay whole number. Then, another example. Okay, kung mapapansin nyo, itong example na ito ay 1 over x raised to the negative 2. So, kapag nasa denominator naman ang may exponent na negative, kukunin natin ang kanyang reciprocal para maging positive ang exponent. So, ang 1 over x raised to negative 2 ay magiging x squared. Then, another example is n raised to negative 2 power over m raised to negative 3. So, itong ating example na ito, kung siya ay nasa numerator at negative exponent, dadalhin natin siya sa denominator para maging positive. At ito namang nasa denominator na negative exponent ay dadalhin natin sa numerator at ang ating sagot ay m cubed over n squared. So, proceed naman tayo sa isa pang laws of exponent na a raised to the m power, a times 8 raised to the n power is equal to a raised to the m plus n power. So, itong ating given laws of exponent, kung mapapansin ninyo, dalawang a or ang ating base ay pareho. At ang ginagawa natin kapag parehas ang base, kinakopy natin ang same base at ina-add ang kanilang exponent which is m and n. So, magkaroon tayo ng example. Our first example is 2 raised to the third power times 2 raised to the second power. So, copy the base which is 2. Then, add the exponent na 3 plus 2. At ang magiging sagot dito, 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. So, 2 raised to the 5th power. So, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is equal to 32. So another example is y to the fifth power times y to the second power. So copy the common base which is y, and 5 plus 2, copy ang ating mga exponent at i-add ito. So 5 plus 2 is equal to 7. Kaya ang ating sagot ay y to the 7 power. So, isa pang laws of exponent ay the quantity of a raised to m, quantity m, is equal to a raised to mn. So, magkaroon tayo ng example. So, ang una nating example ay 3 squared quantity raised to the third power or cube. So, i-copy natin ang ating base na 3, then multiply the exponents. So, 2 times 3, ang sagot natin ay 6. So, 3 to the 6th power, so ilang beses mo i-multiply ang 3 sa kanyang sarili, ay 6 na beses. So, ang sagot dito ay 729. Then, another example, if we have the quantity of y raised to the fifth power, quantity raised to the third power. So, copy y, then multiply exponents. Okay. So, 5 times 3, the answer is 15. So, ang sagot natin ay y to the 15th power. So, another example, we have a raised to the m power over a raised to the n power. So, it is equal to a raised to m minus n. So, dito naman sa ating laws of exponent, kapag siya ay division or fraction, same base, ang ginagamit natin ay copy the common base, which is a, then subtract the exponents. So, m minus n. So, ang ating nagiging minuend ay yung exponent ng numerator at ang ating subtrahen ay ang exponent ng ating denominator. So, yan ang i-apply natin sa ating example. Number 1, we have y raised to the fifth power over y to the second power. So, copy the common base, which is y. Then, ang ating numerator, exponent ng numerator, which is 5, minus 2, the answer is 3. So, our final answer is equal to y cubed. Next, we have 6 to the 8th power over 6 to the 6th power. So, copy the common base, which is 6. Then, subtract 8 minus 6, and 8 minus 6 is equal to 2. That's why we have 6 squared is equal to 36. So, another laws of exponent, meron tayong a, b, times the quantity of m. Dito naman, i-distribute natin ang m sa nasa loob ng parenthesis na a at b. So, si a, magkakaroon siya ng exponent na m, at si b, magkakaroon siya ng exponent na m. So, a to the m power, b, m power. Okay, our example, we have xy, the quantity of xy, quantity cube or raised to the third power is equal to a cube, y cube. Next, we have 4x quantity squared. So, ang sagot dito ay 4 squared times x squared. So, 4 squared is equal to 16 and x squared. So, therefore, our final answer is 16x squared. So, magbigay tayo ng example kung paano natin mai-apply ang laws of exponent. So, given natin, we have x squared y to the negative cube times xy squared. So, paano natin ito sasagutan? So, syempre, ang gagamitin natin ay ito. So, copy the common base. May nakikita tayo ditong common base. We have x and x. So, x, copy x. Then, add the exponent. So, 2 plus 1. And then, y raised to the negative 3 plus 2. Kinapi lang natin yung x at y since pareha sila at ito ay multiplication. So, same base, copy the exponent, and add the exponent. So, i-add na natin, magiging 2 plus 1 ay 3, at negative 3 plus 2 ay negative 1. So, we have x cubed y to the negative 1. Ito na ba ang final answer natin? So, since ang ating given na sagot ay hindi pa final answer, bakit? Kasi ang ating y ay naka-negative exponent pa, so isi-simplify pa din natin to at ang magiging sagot natin ay x cubed over y to the first power. Bakit natin ibinaba si y? Or bakit natin kinuha ang reciprocal ni y? Kasi hindi pa siya simplified form at dahil siya ay naka-negative exponent pa. So, para maging positive, ibababa natin siya sa denominator at ang ating final answer ay x cubed over y. Bakit natin tinagtag yung 1? Kasi sanay tayo na walang nakikitang 1 sa exponent at understood na may 1 sa exponent. So, another example, let's simplify this. Ang ating given ay 4a squared b raised to the negative 3 times 7ab squared all over negative 2a cubed b squared quantity squared. So, masyadong madaming dapat munang gawin bago na tayo mag-multiply or magsama-sama ng ating variables na a, b. So, ang una natin gagawin ay i-multiply natin ang ating nasa numerator at i-simplify natin ang nasa denominator. So, ang ating magiging sagot ay 4 times 7, we have 28. Then, simplify natin yung parehas na a. So, a squared times a ay a cubed kasi inad natin yung 2 at saka 1 na exponent dito. At yung b raised to the negative cube at b squared, i-add din natin. So, negative 3 plus 2 is equal to negative 1. And then, ating isimplify ang nasa denominator, negative 2 squared, kasi meron siyang exponent sa labas. So, ang magiging sagot ay positive 4, kasi negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Then, we have multiply natin yung 3 sa 2, yung exponent sa exponent. So, we have 3 times 2 is 6. Then, 2 as the exponent of b times 2 is equal to 4. So, ito na yung simplified na denominator natin. Natagtag na yung exponent sa labas. Then, saka pa lang tayo magdi-divide sa ating i-divide natin yung numerator sa denominator. So, simulan na natin. At meron tayong sagot na yung 28 divided by 4 is 7. Then, since parehas itong variable natin na a, ay ang gagawin natin ay copy the denominator, then subtract the numerator since ito ay division. So, 3 minus 6, the answer is negative 3. And sa b naman, since pareha silang b nasa numerator and denominator, copy b, then subtract negative 1 minus 4, the answer is negative 5. So, ang sagot nating nakuha ay 7a raised to negative 3, b raised to negative 5. So, final answer na po ba ito? Hindi pa. Bakit? Kasi ang ating a ay may negative exponent pa at ang b ay ganun din, may negative exponent. So, para siya ay maging simplified form, ang gagawin natin ay ibababa natin siya sa denominator para mawala yung kanyang negative exponent. Or kukunin natin ang kanyang reciprocal na 1 over a cubed b to the 5th power. So, ang final answer natin is 7 over a cubed b to the 5th power. So, maraming salamat sa inyong panonood at sana ay kayo ay natuto at pwede niyo itong i-share sa inyong mga kaibigan, sa inyong mga klase. At huwag niyong kalimutang mag-subscribe at i-hit ang notification bell para sa mas marami pang video at para maging updated kayo sa mga susunod ko pang video. Goodbye and God bless.